Bellatores is getting a lot of attention and a ton of comparisons to Albion Online. As someone who spent years in Albion, I had to check out the recent beta gameplay. In this video, I'll share my honest take on how Bellatores stacks up, what it does well, and what concerns me. Just to be clear, I didn't get to play the beta myself, since it was Korea exclusive, but I've watched and analyzed every bit of footage I could get my hands on. So let's get started. Before I get into the details, thanks to all my early subscribers. I cannot express my gratitude enough to you guys for supporting this small new channel. Your support means a lot to me, but if it's your first time here, hi, I'm Bit, and welcome to EveryBit-Game. First off, the most obvious similarity between Bellatores and Albion is the gear mastery-based progression system. Just like in Albion, your character doesn't have fixed stats or classes. Instead, all your power comes from the gear you equip. The higher the tier, the stronger your character becomes. Sounds simple, right? But here's where things get messy. This gear-based system is one of the biggest reasons I got frustrated with Albion. Don't get me wrong, I actually like the combat itself, even as an average player. But the gear system made everything feel limited. Want to roleplay a sword and shield knight? Well, good luck. If the meta says a mage staff clears dungeons faster, you'll probably feel forced to switch. That kind of min-maxing ruins character identity for me. And don't even get me started on customization. Albion offers almost no visual variety unless you buy skins, which feels restrictive and I personally don't like it much. Bellatores already has a leg up here. Built in Unreal Engine 5, it features a more detailed character creator and a transmog system, something Albion sorely lacks. Since it's a Korean MMO, it'll probably include both free and premium customization options. Hopefully, it won't be as limited or paywalled as Albion's system. Back to gear mastery. This is where I'm cautiously optimistic. Bellatores lets you equip 2 weapons at once, which might make switching smoother. But it could also make things even more complex, like carrying PvE and PvP sets separately, which was another frustrating part of Albion. One set might be great for dungeons, but make you squishy in PvP. So you end up micromanaging gear instead of enjoying your playstyle. Now let's talk about combat, and here's where Bellatores is getting some heat. The biggest complaint I've seen is the slow combat animations. Especially when using low-tier gear. Spells can take 2 to 6 seconds to cast. On top of that, most abilities have 15 to 30 second cooldowns, which feels sluggish for PvP or high-pressure PvE. What's worse is the fact that you can't move while casting. The only way to cancel is by dodging, and that costs stamina. If the devs don't tighten this up, it could really hurt the flow of combat. Here's something I haven't seen anyone talk about. In Albion, you can farm mobs for gears and items. You can also loot other players by killing them in PvP. That risk adds intensity, but it's also brutal. In Bellatores, mobs won't drop gear. You can only get it through crafting. But what happens when a player dies? Can others loot your corpse? That's still unclear. If you know how Bellatores handles PvP death, like whether you drop your gear or not, let us know in the comments. I'm sure I'm not the only one wondering, and it could help a lot of players looking into the game. Next, let's break down how crafting works, since it's a huge part of the game. Bellatores separates gear mastery and crafting mastery, just like Albion. Gear mastery lets you equip higher tier weapons and armor. Crafting mastery lets you craft higher tier versions of those items. And both systems are gear specific. If you use a sword and metal armor, you'll only level mastery for those exact items. Same goes for gathering. If you chop wood, you level your woodcutting axe only. It's a grind, but your progress is saved, so you can always return and continue from where you left later, anytime. Bellatores is clearly PvP focused, just like Albion. You've got 1v1 duels, arena fights, and massive faction versus faction battles, or ZVZ. So if you are into competitive gameplay, you should keep an eye on Bellatores. Visually, I'd say Bellatores already looks better than Chrono Odyssey, but I'll be honest, it still feels a little dated. Also, many players have reported clunky movement in the current beta, but to be fair, the game's still in early development and animations, graphics, and performance are usually refined last, so things could improve by a lot as the development progresses. Overall, I think Bellatores has real potential. If the devs listen to the community and address these core issues, it might actually become the MMO that Albion tried to be, at least for me. I still have a soft spot for Albion, but if Bellatores nails gear flexibility, combat fluidity, and customization, I might make the switch. Let me know what's your opinion on Bellatores. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you made it this far, a huge thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to stay updated on Bellatores and become part of our small but growing community here. Let's enjoy our games together and enjoy every bit of it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.